screaming, fists up tight. Disco popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap one, chaos, three wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive in low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still pretty wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide chops in from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still pretty wide. Some got skill and some got luck. Some just scream, Sky, wake up. And men's watching, finger on mute. Somebody crossed the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. 191 racing, say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Green flag drops on a Sunday night. Engine screaming, fists up tight. Disco popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap one, chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive in low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday it up when the track gets tight. Slide chops in from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry if you can't hang. Move aside, guess you sub. Hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got luck. Some just scream, Scotty, wake up. And men's watching, finger on mute. Somebody cross the racing route. 3 laps down, but still we fight. Short track war under neon lights. 191 racing, say it loud. We ain't here to run in a crowd. Get you some, hold it flat. If you spin me, we'll talk about that. That'll do it. Lights come up, so let's begin. Green flag drops on a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight. Disco popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1, chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive in low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry if you can't hang. Move aside, get you some. Hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide chops in from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry if you can't hang. Move aside, get you some. Hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pit. a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight, disco popping. Somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap one, chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it. There he goes again. You dive in low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside, get you some. Hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all do it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide chops in from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside, get you some. Hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the 191 Motorsports here from the beautiful Homestead at Miami Speedway. I'm a big fan of this track. Love the palm trees going down the backstretch. Gives me a little Auto Club vibes. Maybe that's why I like it. But it is a fun high-speed track here, and usually provides a few different lines and some interesting lines, especially through 3 and 4. 1 and 2, you can see a couple different lines usually develop, maybe even 3 in turn 1 and 2 also. So we'll see how this thing plays out. We have some issues with the SDK side and some drivers having some incorrect paint schemes out there. So we're gonna try and get everything squared away for everyone out there. But I know there's some issues. It's not even just on our side; it's on some of the drivers' sides as well. So we apologize for any confusion out there. We'll figure it out. We'll do what we can, but it should be a good one out here tonight. Again, the season coming down to the end as we are now down to the last 4 races, including tonight. We got Homestead next week at Iowa, then at Talladega and at Vegas to finish out the season on March 15th. So it's coming down to the end of the season. Michael Casey now leads a comfortable lead after last week's race as he's got a 12-point lead over Levi Poland. I say comfortable because it's one of the biggest leads we've seen all season. These drivers have been very close, but 12 points separates now Michael Casey at the top with his 3rd win of the season. Levi Poland in 2nd place with 4 wins himself. And then Billy Rickett, no surprise there, still no wins on the season, but running very well this season. He's got himself in 3rd. Matthew Jordan, Zane Bierman rounding out your top 5. Actually, Bradley Worley tied with Zane Bierman there for the top 5, but hopefully we'll see a good race out here tonight. 125 laps on tap. While Jimmy's messing around, I'll bring him in here in a second, but we'll let him keep finagling around here. I'll bring in our spotlight driver of the race, and that's going to be Chris Perry, as he is in the booth with us right now. Chris, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So we're here at Homestead, Miami. I was just mentioning I like this track. I'm a big fan of this track. It usually provides a lot of different lines through the corners here. But what do you think's in store for us? What was the 34 got here tonight?
Well, I was mid-pack during practice, and I come out of the pits, and it's like the track got a little bit more slick. So we're gonna see. I've qualified in the back. Maybe qualifying in the back will keep me out of trouble. We'll have to see.
Well, it's certainly gonna be a nice long race here. 125 laps on tap. So I mean, it's you can maybe ride around a little bit if need be before you start making some moves. But I think the option of running, you know, the low line, the high line, and certainly 3 and 4. There's so many different ways to attack that corner.
That's exactly right. This track, you've got high, middle, and low. If you're coming up on somebody, you can and it makes it, with it being so wide, you can make a split decision late to take another line to avoid something. So that makes it even better.
Well, hopefully you show some good speed out there tonight, working your way to the front. But before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I want to give a shout out to Maverick Motorsports. They've put me together a fast car, hopefully, if I can figure out how to put it to the ground. And my wife, she's my rock. She supports me in everything, and I would not be where I am today without her. So shout out to my wife, Nikki.
Hi, buddy. Well, you're down there racing. Green flag is out, so we'll wish you luck, and we'll get you out there and maybe talk to you down racing again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That is driver of 34, Chris Perry, as we are Green Flag Racing. Carline, we're joined in the booth by Jimmy Cover.
Yeah, I'm here. Just, I'm knowing you're co-commentator and, tech at the same time. It definitely it has its challenges here, but we're live here and we got everything going. The cars are on the track. Just the cars on the track are the right paint scheme, but you can see here, like most of the cars, for some reason, they show up when I bring up the little, like who I'm clicked on the bottom left, and they're usually correct. But I know, like Richard Hartman back here, he's not driving a white car. It's purple. It's on the screen. It's purple. So I do apologize. I don't know. And the thing is, Carl, it's correct on my screen, like on my HUD. So I have not a clue. It corrected itself on my screen, but
it's
not
on the SDK HUD, but just not on.
The
You're saying
OBS.
it's correct on the SDK HUD, but it's not correct on the actual screen.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Yeah,
so,
it was weird. It was weird. For some reason, it was like that for me too. I have it set up that it's supposed to automatically refresh and start and everything like that when I start the computer, and it had the same thing for me. It had Richard Hartman as a white number 52, and had just cars that didn't make sense, but gave me the option to kind of reload the paints again, and then it worked. But hopefully we'll get it figured out. But either way, we are racing here. It is Michael Casey leading the way currently. You got Jason Chrisman in second, Billy Rickett, Matthew Bradford, and Michael Briggs for your top 5. The rest of the field, so you're going to get a chance to give you the rundown. We got Bradley Worley in 6th, Zane Bierman, Dale Garner Jr., Matthew Jordan, Tony Brennan for your top 10. Andrew Jones, Justin Spengler, Richard Hartman, the 3rd, Paul Helms, and Scott Henderson in the top 15. And then Ken Ewell, Robbie Miner, Zachary Peer, Rodney Miles, and Chris Perry, our in-race reporter here in 20th position. 20-car field out here tonight, but good start to the race here. Spreading out nicely, as you're definitely going to see that here at Homestead. It is a track that you can get away from cars. The draft means a little bit. I'm not going to say it doesn't mean anything, but it's really how you attack these corners and when you want to attack these corners, because it can chew up a little bit of tires here as well.
Yeah, it chews up a little bit of tires. I didn't get a chance to kind of get out there, and I mean, I ran a few laps setting up cameras and stuff, but obviously the drivers are going to have a lot more time out there tonight than I did. They're out here for 125 laps to mix things up here at 191 Motorsports. So welcome everybody that's out there, and obviously a shout out to everybody that has talked. Chat's already extremely busy. Renee, Tioga, Mike's out there, Mustang Cobra, Crazy's out there, Barry's out there again, Bartholomew, DJ Mike on a mic out there. Just want to welcome everybody to joining us here again, and thanks to just want to say a huge thanks to those that have donated. I know at the beginning there was a QR code, and that's just to a GoFundMe to kind of get me and Carl's equipment, or help get me and Carl's equipment up to date here, so we can continue to give the best coverage here. And one of our drivers from over there at Core decided to start a little fundraiser. So anybody that's a donator, we really appreciate it, and thank you. Not needed, but definitely appreciate it. I can't say that enough. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and it's I'll reiterate exactly what Jimmy said. It's absolutely not necessary. We don't ask for any kind of donations. We don't. I mean, you know, when we say about hitting that like and subscribe, subscriptions don't cost you anything here on
Nope.
iRacing. It is just so you can get in touch with everything that we have to offer here at CRN. If if you can and you're willing to donate, certainly, hit that QR code. I'll drop the link in the chat in case anybody wants to click on it and do that. But it is absolutely 100%, not necessary. You want to come watch racing here in CRN, you come and watch. That's all we ask, and we just ask you to come out here, support your drivers, and maybe chat it up a little bit. It certainly makes our lives a lot more fun, and hopefully gets you engaged a little bit more as well. But I will say that any and all money that gets donated to the CRN GoFundMe will 100% get used for either upgrades for myself and Jimmy to help bring you a smoother and highest quality performance that we can give you here on CRN. But also, we're talking about if there's money left over, which I'm sure there would be there too, and give some more prizes out there to CRN fans, because without you guys, we wouldn't really have a reason to get out there and broadcast. And I'm sure these leagues wouldn't broadcast if they didn't have any fans out there watching. I know a lot of drivers go back and watch the races, but we do for the fans out there as well. And I know Sunday nights here for sure is usually a lively bunch.
Definitely one of the more lively bunches that we have, and it's fun to come here Sunday nights and not only see the drivers out here racing and seeing what's going on, and keep the fans involved as well. So it's always fun to get out here. And right now it is Michael Casey leading the way in that new paint scheme that he does have on this car. I know he was excited to get out there. He was giving people somebody a shout out on the Discord, if I'm not mistaken. I'll get ahead and get a nice shot there for everybody to see. The build submarines machine number 6. So looking good out there here tonight with a new paint scheme. There's Jason Crispin in the 98 Monster. Billy Rickett back here in the Aspired Motorsports. There's Mike Rakes in the National Guard machine. Bradley Worley in his traditional Budweiser machine. Zane Bierman back here in the Ford Performance. Dale Gardner Jr., Black Rifle Coffee. Andrew Jones with the Woken Creations. This might be one of the cars, because I thought he was typically the 3. It's saying his car's a number 18.
He did make a mistake. Yeah, he did make a mistake and has the wrong paint scheme on there. He did message us before, and that's why I said not all of it's on our side. Andrew Jones did make a mistake and had the wrong night paint scheme on here, but so can't blame that one on us. Blame that one on Andrew.
Yeah, Scruffy out there rocking the Powerpuff Girls. Justin Spangler back here in the Superflow motor oil. Tony Brennan in the Mosin machine. Paul Helms in some Transformers going on there for Paul here this week. Scott Henderson in Miami, so a good throwback here for the track itself. Robbie Miner out there in the number 53 as well, and I don't know if that car is supposed to look like that, but because it looked like different last week. Matthew Radford in the traditional 97 Ally machine. Robbie Miner in this. Did I hit Robbie Miner already? Richard Hartman out here in the 52. Old Spice number 19 for Ken Ull. Rodney Miles in the 25 Snap-on machine. Zachary in the Wonder machine. And Chris Perry back here in the Maverick.
I want to thank our sponsors here for the series as well, being Kim's Cups and more. As don't see Wade out there tonight. Wade Enyart. Certainly a shout out to Wade, and obviously to Kim Enyart. Kim's Cups and more. Check them out on Facebook at Kim's Cups with a K and more. And also to One Vision EMS and Transports. I do see we got Richard Hartman out there. We got him shown in the correct colors now as well too. So I want to thank him as well for sponsoring the series. As doing pretty well here. Good start here, Jimmy. 15 laps already in the books. Already on lap number 16, and out front it is still the number 6 showing the way and looking to keep this good run going. The points champion, or the points leader, looking to stretch out that championship lead with only 3 races to go. It's starting to get to the we're past the meat and potatoes part of the season. We're into dessert time, and he's looking to cash in here late.
Yeah, I'm trying to cash some points. Definitely been a good season so far, and coming down to that playoff portion of their series here very shortly. But here's a good one so far. It's been green from the drop of the green flag from Barney. We're 17 laps in. Michael Casey is the leader by just over a second now. So got a nice easy lead there. He can take his time, make sure he hits his marks. When I was out there, I found that coming off four to be a little bit loose with these cars here tonight. I don't know if these drivers will have the same issues, but they're not showing it as of right now. But yeah, doing great.
It certainly helped with Casey getting his third win last week up at Pocono Raceway, and the fact that, well, Levi Poland still not sure what exactly happened to him last week. He wasn't having a good start to the race, and eventually ended up pulling off the track pretty early on in the race. Ended up finishing in trying to see what position that is. Looks like a 13th position, 50 laps down. So basically dead last of the drivers that started the race, because Tony Brennan technically gifted with a 14th position, but did not end up running too many laps into the race. But either way, it's again shifted the point standings here late in the season. It's still only 12 points. It's nice to have a lead, any lead. Heck, if it was 2 points, if it was 1 point. I mean, even if you're tied this late in the season, you're in good shape. But coming out of there with a 12-point lead is pretty big, as good as these drivers have been doing. And the fact that we don't see Levi out there, unless I'm mistaken, here tonight. So it's going to be another big points night, no matter what, for Michael Casey. And I mean, you take a look at them two, as we mentioned, kind of far ahead of everyone else in the points. But I mean, there's still a chance if Billy Rickett can figure out some winning ways here late in the season. Being in third, he's in here only 59 points behind Casey coming into tonight. But he's going to need some wins. He's going to need to finally crack through, get some wins, and damn it, get in the broadcast booth.
Get something. Get in the broadcast booth. Yeah, Billy Rickett, our elusive non-seater up here in the booth. I don't even think we've talked to him once. I've obviously seen the 7 on track.
We need to take some of that GoFundMe and buy him a mic.
And maybe he doesn't have a microphone. What kind would you like? Actually, don't you have one, Carl, in a box somewhere that you don't even use?
No, it's out of the box. It's behind the computer, and I don't use it.
Okay, at least it's out of the box.
That's one other thing I wouldn't mind looking for at some point is a boom to put that mic on there, because it's just a little stand mic right now, and I sit too far away from the computer to have a little stand mic. I'd have to be sitting here holding it the whole time. Yeah,
I had that exact same mic that you have, and on my rig I actually had a rig. I don't know what you want to call it. I fashioned something that came up across and it basically held the mic where it really needed to be, and it worked for a while. And then I finally got a boom, and my wife got me a new mic for I think it was Father's Day. So and that's what I've been using ever since. There's so many microphones out there, and they all sound a little different. They all act a little different. I'm not a big audio guy, so getting the you just look into and you start reading, and I can only guess or assume and try things until I find the exact thing I want. Like I did read on something of a called I think a shotgun mic, and basically you can mount it so it's like pointed like up and over your monitors and pointed at you, and it's very kind of directional to like where you're sitting and talking to sound good. So kind of curious, and I kind of wanted to give that a try, but obviously it's price tags on stuff called price tags.
Yeah, and they're not exactly in the cheap realm right now for computers, for anything computer related.
Nothing.
So it's not exactly the best time to buy. You would think, it's not the Christmas season. It's not times where they can hike up the price and say, oh yeah, it's on sale. It's 50% off right now.
Yellow.
Ooh, it's the off season here right now for any kind of holidays. But yeah, this is going to be the comp caution here as we hit lap number 25. Exactly. Yeah, it's understandable, but and that's also why I think you may have seen the field maybe spread out a little bit more than they typically would this early in the race. And we did see, it looks like, it says Chris Perry came into the pits. He has a 0.65 lap time in the pits, but I think that was maybe just because he was down kind of on the apron. But everybody's still on the lead lap. All 20 cars. You see Chris Perry right there making his way by. So we'll get a chance to talk to him before this little caution period is over, see how he feels so far in this race. But good start here. He made it all the way to the comp caution. No kind of issues here. And it's Michael Casey that's going to lead them, most likely the entire field, down in the pit lane.
Yeah, and just to kind of give people a show where everybody's kind of moved from the start here, and we'll go ahead and bring that up on the screen here, and you can see that Justin Spengler up 9 positions on that first 25 lap run. So good moves through the field there for Justin, putting that number 28 there, a little bump there from the 31. Looks like he did he bend the bumper? Maybe not. No, that's just the way it looks.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Yeah, it did look a little funky, but yeah. It's got some extra super flow on that thing.
The 31 wanted to get a little bit of that super flow, trying to take away some of them 9 spots, and give Garner them 9 spots, or at least 7 more. I mean, he'd be in the lead. So yeah, I don't blame him. Maybe want to try to get some of what the number 28 has here tonight at the moment. But down in the pits here they come as they make their way down in for some fuel, I'm sure, tires, and anything else that they need to get themselves out there. They are going to be able to go out there for quite a while, so it's going to be interesting if we can get a green flag stop. I'm not going to give away the approximate lap time, not until we get our first round of green flag pit stops. But yeah, some drivers in and out. You see the 28 with a very fast pit stop, Carl, kind of coming down there and wondering if tires were even taken at all.
Well, battle for the lead off of pit road as well, and we got a new leader. Jason Chrisman able to drop that thing down and get out very quickly, very nicely, and get ahead of Michael Casey here at the front. Looks like everyone taking tires from what I can see. All the way through the field, everyone taking tires, and all 4 tires as well. So just some good pit stops for some, and maybe not so much for others. Biggest mover of the race right now is Justin Spengler. He started in 15th position, up 10 spots right now. So he's got the super flow on the way to the front for sure. Good looking, a little throwback paint scheme on that thing. Certainly to Days of Thunder, and didn't get a chance to bring it up last week and really talk about it. I mean, we talked obviously earlier on in the season. Made many mentions of Greg Biffle passing, certainly a racing icon from when both myself and Jimmy were more into NASCAR racing. But I think the first crew chief ever that I've kind of really learned some racing about and found out anything from, Harry Hogg, Days of Thunder. Why am I brain farting on his name right now? Unfortunately, passed away this past week, and he was certainly a big part of the whole narrative with Days of Thunder and getting Cole Trickle to figure out how to save some tires, which I wish I had a Harry Hogg in my corner trying to let me know what the hell I'm doing wrong, because I still can't figure it out myself. But yeah, it was certainly sad to see. He was one that, again, I grew up. He was a big part of the movie, and again, it's irritating that I can't figure out what the heck his name was. But I will. Yeah, Robert Duvall. That's it. That's what I'm googling while I'm talking. Robert Duvall. That's who it was. And certainly not just known for that role. I mean, that was one of many roles for Robert Duvall, but definitely a sad day to lose another major icon like that. But we are back to green flag racing here, and now I guess you can say official green flag racing, because no more comp cautions here. We are past the comp caution mark. It's time to get down to racing. So we essentially got now a little bit less than 100 lap race to determine who's going to take the win here late in the season at Homestead, Miami. Jason Chrisman, you talk about shotgun. Well, he shot out the cannon here to start this thing, trying to get away. You see him even trying to break the draft, going down the inside line on the front stretch. Doesn't look like he's doing so right now, but he's certainly trying to do everything he again to get away from the likes of Mike Casey. Billy Rickett right behind us. I'm not sure Rickett got into Casey there, but Casey got a little bit loose in the middle of the corner. It's going to allow Rickett to go to the high side here. They're side by side for second. And certainly Jason Crispin doesn't mind that at all.
Like I was talking about, you can see even right there, Casey's still getting a little bit loose. So trying to get them tires warmed up, Carl, and you can, like I said, you can get the rear end loose, especially coming out of 4, pretty easily. It wasn't very hard, and I had to catch it, chase the car up the field, up the track. So I was out there by myself, no field involved. Probably thank goodness. Yeah, no, it was just really easy to kind of like break that rear end loose. And I know some drivers really do like to drive off that right rear, so it might be a positive for some of the drivers, or maybe somebody like Jason Crispin, obviously out there right now getting things done, leading the way, and Billy Rickett now in P number 2 over Michael Casey as he goes by. Like I said, there's a little bit of complication there here early, but back looks like he does have the 6 going around again. Mike Rakes up there in number 16 in P number 4, maybe looking to hunt for a 3rd position. Bradley Worley up there, up in P number 5, doing a fantastic job as well. See some drivers down here to the inside. That's Andrew Jones, followed by the likes of Tony Brennan. This is going to be for P number 10, so kind of a battle midfield. But I don't have the track map up. I apologize. So you need to see the Skittles. I can't forget those things. But everybody kind of still together for the most part here, Carl.
Yeah, not sure if Henderson's got the Miami Vice going or not, but maybe a little Knight Rider theme song could work out here tonight as well. It's certainly an iconic one as well. But yeah, looks like we are trying to get up to date here myself. We are on lap 3 already. Seen a little bit of a slow run there for Mr. Worley, and unfortunately he is going to drop all the way back to 19th position, and now I'm going to duck into pit lane. So it looks like some major damage on the front right of that thing. No meatball that I can see, at least. So he's going to at least survive. Actually, no, there it is. For some reason, it just popped up on my side, so it did get a meatball here. So he's going to bring in the 88 into a pit lane. Still plenty early, but he's now going to need at least a caution to get him back up in the mix of this thing. Right now, Jason Crispin is still within sniffing range in regards to the draft at the front, as he's only 0.7 of a second ahead of Mike Casey. Ahead of Billy Rickett, who was gotten around by Casey, and now starting to run down Crispin little by little onto the backstretch right now. Mike Casey in 3rd, Michael Rakes in 4th, Zane Bierman in the top 5. Another run, good start here for the 55. Matthew Radford down in 6th currently. Dale Garner Jr., Andrew Jones, Matthew Jordan, Justin Spengler has dropped 5 spots from the restart. He's back there in 10th, but they're on a run here, and it's at the point where you definitely just need to settle in. You need to get comfortable in the car, just put in some solid laps, but be cautious of those tires. They have plenty of tires in the pits to get them through tonight's race, because we should be only looking at one more pit stop to the end of this race if they go green the rest of the way. So you'll have more than enough tires to get to the end, but you want to make sure you're putting in good lap times all the way up to that pit stop, so you can get those freshies on there and come back out and fire away again. Now, the question is, is it better for short pitting here tonight, or is it better running that thing out and having that, those fresh tires a little bit more in the back end of this race? We'll see what the drivers decide to do. Still plenty of laps before we even have to think about that. We got some 3 wide action here coming out of 2, maybe a little stuff right there, as Robbie Minor's gonna have to take all the way down to the bottom. A little evasive action to get away from any kind of incident there with Tony Brennan, who was on the bottom and maybe got a little bump coming off the corner. But some good racing action back here, and a couple little pockets of drivers together, but certainly some breakaways as well. The top 3 right now have separated themselves by about 1.5 seconds ahead of 4th place Michael Rakes, and then about 1 second back to 6th, and then from there on back is where it's a little bit close until you get back to 9th place. Justin Spengler moving back into 9th, but he's 2 seconds behind the likes of Dale Garner Jr. in 7th.
And way too much racing to kind of, have things settled out. Obviously, the drivers still going 2 wide, 3 wide. kind of feeling things out. See a lot of drivers kind of running more of a mid-high line. Still a few kind of coming down towards that apron there and trying to just get that car to rotate and get it down in there. And some drivers are real comfortable with going to the low side. And the tracks that tend to kind of be high side or driven where a lot of drivers are up there near the wall. It's a scary place. You really got to trust your car. You got to know the width of your car inside or on your computer. You try to do your best with field of view and really kind of get out there and know where that edge of that car is, so you don't scrape the wall. And if you scrape the wall, it's like a slight handbrake. You can lose a lot of momentum or not get the run off the corners the way you want to, but. Definitely a good one here. It does look like Billy Rickett up for a pass here for the lead.
Yeah, battle for the lead here, and this is one of those tracks where the high line is definitely a good place to be. You see Billy Rickett running the high line through 1 and 2. Jason Christman was down there on the bottom, and Rickett was able to use the momentum on that high side to get him to the lead. But now a little role reversal as Rickett goes to the bottom, maybe thinking that he's going to, put some air on the front of that 98 and keep him back there. But Christman goes to the high side. But you see the 6 is sticking with them as well. Michael Casey right there behind the 98s as they head off into 3 and 4. Rickett choosing the high side here again, but a good run through the middle of the corner and exit for the 98. It's going to be close at the line. It's going to be Billy Rickett leading that lap, but we definitely got a 3-car battle at the front. They're about 2 seconds ahead of 4th place.
And, they got a little bit of time on the rest of the field, so a little friendly battling for position. Not a bad choice at the moment. You don't try to kind of, put their anchor in a spot here tonight, but the 2 different lines, you can see how well and how equal they can be. Is the 7 of Billy Rickett's been on the high side, the 98 of Crispin's been down to the inside, and just they're all running together. So it's just really, I think when it comes down to it, Carl, who's going to have the tires later on, and is that outside, the place they need to be to get the run off the corner so the inside car can't drift up. And just looking, obviously complimenting Mike Casey's car and color, but it really blends in with the wall.
It does. It's very Miami-esque with that. I don't know, was that like coral blue or whatever it might be? But either way, yeah, it's a good little paint scheme and it makes sense. And it really, you can almost kind of say the same thing for Jason Christman. It's that pinkish type of color is kind of very Miami-ish. I can see both those colors blending well together, and they're blending well pretty nicely at the front, but it's the black and yellow of Billy Rickett at the front of the field currently right now. Michael Rakes still there in 4th, as is Zane Bierman in 5th. Dale Gardner Jr., Matthew Radford, Andrew Jones, Justin Spengler, and Zachary Peer. New one here to the series is now in the top 10. Once again, I want to thank everyone out there in CRN Nation for tuning in tonight. Hit that like and subscribe to get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. And it's a good thing that I'm even here tonight right now, because they were calling for quite a wicked storm in our area. It was originally supposed to be 8 to 16 inches. Supposed to start at 7 a.m. this morning. It didn't start until maybe 2 o'clock, and I'm not complaining. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's still supposed to get bad. I think once the storm kind of doubles back around, but I'm at least able to join you, Jimmy, and everyone out there in Sierra Nation to put on the 191 Motorsports here tonight at Homestead.
Yeah, Carl told me that he was having a storm. I was like, "Hey, it doesn't snow in Florida." I keep trying to convince Carl to move down south to get away from the northern weather, but he refuses. He loves the dirt pain, I guess. So maybe when he gets a little older, he'll see the needs of moving down south.
I mean, I said to Jimmy so many times, he's got enough room in the house and all his kids have moved out. I will gladly be, I'll change my last name and everything. Jimmy, can be my daddy? It's okay. I mean, whatever it takes to get out of this crap weather up here, yes. I would not mind that at all. I just need a job or a daddy. So maybe Daddy Jimmy in the near future here. But either way, it's been a good one here tonight. We're coming up on 50 laps in here pretty soon, already on lap number 47. So clicking these laps away very nicely here at Homestead. And as you can see by the track map, kind of spread out. I mean, you know, again, it's still little pockets here and there, but for the most part, the field is spreading out. At this point in the run, you're about 25 laps in. This is where you start to see who's been saving tires and who hasn't. I mean, we see it again at the start of this restart. Jason Christman was out front, stretching out that lead, and got it all the way out to about 7/8 tenths of a second, but he's been reeled in, and it was Billy Rickett that was able to get around him at first. But now, Michael Casey has passed both Jason Christman and Billy Rickett. Rickett has actually fallen back to third. So maybe the 6 saving a little bit of tires early on in this run, because now he's the one in front trying to stretch out.
Yeah, I mean, they can. We'll put it this way: they're probably closing in on halfway, I think, as far as fuel goes, Carl. So I know they have quite a bit more time out there, but yeah, it's if you're having troubles right now, like getting into the corners or getting out of the corners, it's going to be challenging, and you're going to find yourself kind of going back. And those that have kind of nursed their tires here early, you know, they can just continue to run consistent laps and not have as big a fall off. And you know, with the oval racing, you know, you don't see like you don't really see very huge like gains when it comes to running around the circle, because pretty much everybody's, you know, they're running the same kind of car, or the same, you know, they're stock cars. So, you know, just everything's pretty consistently the same. Just a lot of it has to deal with, you know, your corners and your tires and you know, a little bit of fuel and throttle input. All kinds of different things that kind of mix it up. You know, obviously, it's not like the takes that, you know, maybe that we had to deal with just this weekend as a close miss there by the 30 or 97 or the 55. And I moved that 97 up to, oh, where's he at now? The 7th. So this is 7th.
Yeah, got a little butt plug moment there for sure for a couple of these drivers, but everybody saves it. And this is this battle right here for 6th, 7th, and 8th. You see Spangler starting to move his way back through the field. Got his form back as 10th during this little run since the restart, but has now moved his way all the way back up to 6th position. And looking to the inside here, Dale Gardner Jr. trying to move Super Flow number 28 into the top 5. So right here is Matthew Bradford, maybe stripping the wall there a little bit, trying to keep up and trying to move his way up there, as well as he's kind of been just down a little bit here, starting up there in 5th place, but you know, back down into 7th. Looking back at the back half, just outside of the top 10, you see that outside line and how much good run you can get. All around, running up to the back of the 18/31 here of Andrew Jones, and Jones up 3 spots, Helms up, well, now 2, because he passes Andrew Jones on the inside. Zachary Peer, they get a new one to the series here, back there in 12th, still up 5 spots from his starting spot in 17th. So good start here to the, I guess, a little bit of throwback paint scheme there as well to the Ricky Bobby, number 27, Wonder Bread. He doesn't have the big old Fig Newtons one on the windshield, which is probably a good thing, because Fig Newtons are good, but they're a little hard to see through that windshield.
Yeah, I buy Fig Newtons every now and then here at the house, and the kids kind of look at them like, what are those? I used to eat them all the time growing up, and man, I gotta be careful. I'll grab a sleeve, and next thing you know, it's gone. So
exactly,
I love me some Fig Newtons.
That like a wood chipper.
I don't know what is it about them. I mean, it's just a weird kind of cookie, I guess. I don't know, but definitely plow through them things like no tomorrow. But
Jimmy, let's be honest. Don't blame it on the Fig Newtons. Don't say it's that type of cookie. It's any cookie, all right?
It is.
You can put a sleeve of Oreos in front of me, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be the same thing. So don't blame it on the figs, all right?
I mean,
either way.
All my friends call me the Cookie Monster. I mean, I eat cookies. There
you go.
Like no tomorrow, and then they don't even have to be like Oreos. I actually thoroughly enjoy like the Walmart, like just the. I don't know how cheap they are now, but it used to be like 99 cents or $2 or whatever for like the big pack. You know, they're like, I don't know, probably like 50 or 60 cookies in there. Yeah, and I could eat those without blinking an eyeball and not even think about it. But I'm drinking milk, so I guess that's a little bit good, right?
I mean, listen, but then you look at the back of the pack, and it's, you know, the serving size is like two. I mean, I don't know if it says
2 sleeves?
cookies. Yeah, exactly. 2 sleeves. Sure, I'll buy that. That's the serving size right there when you're sitting down. Because yeah, you mix milk in the equation, forget it. You're telling me you're gonna eat 2 cookies? You're gonna pour a whole glass of milk for 2 cookies? Nah,
No,
nah.
nope.
You gotta make sure that milk is fully diluted with the cookies that you're eating before you're eating done with that thing. No, but either way, I digress. We got racing action here.
We do have
and,
racing.
we are now 56 laps into this race, and Michael Casey, I think, maybe proven a little bit here that saving some tires early in the run can pay off. He is out to our biggest lead of the race, 1.6 seconds now ahead of Jason Chrisman in second place, who's got 1.7 seconds in between him and Billy Rickett. Another 2.4 back to now Justin Spengler in fourth. The top 5 really spread out from each other right now.
Yeah, they're really kind of spreading out here just a little bit. Kind of just, you know, they're out there. They got, you know, there's just clean air. There's nobody on their bumpers. I mean, you can see them. They're all roughly a second apart or so. And then you got Mike Brakes out here on the outside, run that outside, getting around to number 31 of Dale Garner Jr. So 16 is down a spot from the start, but you definitely had speed to get a good qualifying run. But trying to move back forward. Catch up to the likes of Justin Spencer, but Justin Spencer, you know, still the biggest move of the race in P number 4 at the moment, but we do have Robbie Minor coming down into the pits here on lap number 58.
Yeah, and to me, this seems like it's a little bit early for a pit stop here, especially to get you to the end. So maybe we didn't have the right numbers to begin with. Maybe Robbie Minor had an issue and needed to come in. So we'll see, because I did see the numbers as well that we were told, but maybe the one that told us is a bit of a fibber, and maybe trying to make us look bad. We can make ourselves look bad by ourselves. We don't need somebody else to screw us up. We'll screw pit strategy up all on ourselves. That's not a problem. But either way, Robbie Minor in there, and looks like it's just a normal 4-tire pit stop for the 53. Again, not sure if he had any kind of damage. Maybe he had to come in, use that fast repair, because you run that high line. Not sure if he was, but you run the high line here. It's easy to get up and scrape the wall a little bit. And we've seen earlier in the season for sure that these cars don't even like to be looked at the wrong way. Certainly have gotten a lot better as the season went on. Maybe they got a nice little refresh or an update at some point. But early on in the season, every Sunday night was meatballs for these drivers out here. And lately, haven't seen it too much. So knock on wood, only one here tonight, Bradley Worley. He's back out there currently in 18th position, but would very much like a caution at some point to get him back on the lead lap, because he is, I believe,
one lap down.
In the first car a lap down. Yeah, I'm trying to see if is he the first car lap down though, or is he?
Yes, he's the first lap.
So he's in a lucky one position right now.
Yeah, Robbie Minor being the next car in line if a caution were to fly, but that one lap down. Obviously, your pit stops should be happening shortly, but Carl, I don't have much experience actually having pit stops at this track. What do you think about this pit entry for the drivers here tonight?
It's pretty wide. I think there's, I don't know if it used to be or if it's an option, but I thought this was another track where you had to enter on the backstretch. You had to take the access road all the way down and around. I don't know if is that still the situation here at Homestead?
I believe so. As we're right on board with Zane Bierman, right there is basically you can see the yellow line.
Yellow line right there. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where it gets a little hairy, because you have to get down there, and it is flat. You're down there on the apron, completely flat, kind of like Atlanta, but Atlanta at least has a little bit of banking. Or sorry, Echo Park. It has a little bit of banking that you can use around the apron there. Here at Homestead, it's flat down there, and it's very tough to keep the speed. And on top of that, one, you can't cross a line or you're going to get a penalty. But what's worse is if you cross that line, as you see right here, the line fades into the grass right there. So it's technically not even a line down there. You drift out a little bit, and it's only maybe maybe 2 cars wide down there on that entry. You're going to go in the grass, and as soon as that thing touches the grass, you're going to slide right back up towards the track, possibly causing an incident with somebody else if they're right there, but at the very least, getting yourself a black flag. So it can be tricky depending on how hard you want to push it on that access road. And if you're out there battling for a top spot here in the race, you're gonna want to push it. You're gonna want to try and get everything that you can on that access road. Once you get past the turn 4 and it gets to the pit entry itself, plenty wide, no issues right there at all to getting into the pits. But it's really just the access road leading through 3 and 4 that can get a little tricky, as we see a couple more cars now coming in the pits. Chris Perry, Ken Ewell in the pits as well. So maybe we're in that window to get to the end from what we were told earlier, but to me, I don't know if that window was correct or not. Either way, it's Michael Casey out front by now 4 seconds.
Yeah, we're about to find out if we can make it to like lap 80, Carl. It's definitely a long time to be out there on a set of tires, and you know, can newer tires be more beneficial at this stage here? Kind of go in, but you could see a lot of drivers starting to go laps down, and you know, Bradley Worley's lap down because he came in earlier to get his car fixed. Robbie Minor back there as well, and now I think passing. Yes.
Yep, he did hit this, so he's now in the lucky dog position right now since he came in to make that early pit stop on lap number 57. Absolutely is, and we'll see when the leaders decide to come in right now. The top 15 have yet to come into pit lane for this round of pit stops, but we are past the halfway point at this time. It looks like Matthew Radford is going to be the next one to come into pit lane. Unfortunately, it looks like Chris Perry, our in-race reporter, has just got a meatball flag in the 34. No. Not sure exactly what happened, but certainly some damage right there. You see to the 34. He's limping down there on the bottom of the track, trying to get this thing around on the backstretch. And yeah, you look from the front, you can still see the sponsor in there, Maverick Motorsports, but that's about it. From there on down in the front of the car, it's gone. Flag. And that front right tire is not looking too good as well. And yellow flag is out, but I'm not sure why. If it's just from the car limping around the track here, or something else that we missed.
I'm not trying to... Matthew Radford. Maybe Matthew Radford? We'll find out here. We'll go back to... see, looks like pretty good there. We'll go back.
Radford was in the pits.
He was already in the pits.
Yeah,
quite sure.
Yeah, unless he was sketchy on the way out. Because he entered the pits, he didn't leave the pits until the caution was already out. So
yeah,
possibly from just from Chris Perry limping around there, but that's definitely going to benefit one Robbie Minor, I believe, should get qualified for the lucky dog on this one. I don't think it, unless it's going to be Matthew Radford, because I think technically he was a lap down, but he was in pit lane. So interesting to see how this plays out here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. To be honest, iRacing,
trying to see,
it's very selective.
I was trying to see when Chris Perry had the incident. See if we can go back and take a look at that, but I'm not even seeing where that was. In respect to everything else, I see that he entered the pits on lap number 63, so maybe he missed pit entry and had a bit of an issue, but then I would think that he would have got it repaired right away, because it looks good right there. No issues. And yeah, I'm not sure, because he came into the pits, and that probably would have gotten him a black flag right there, because he came in from turn at number 4.
Now fast forward here through his pit stop here, is just kind of see what happened out there, why the caution kind of come out. I mean, it can always be our race control as well, but we'll see.
Fastest
Maybe
pit crew in iRacing right there.
All right,
that was fast.
Definitely fast.
up and down, up into 4 tires in about 5 seconds, Jimmy. That was pretty good.
He's leaving the pits.
That was almost from the 1S right there, and maybe cold tires coming out here. He's certainly got the pace right now. He's certainly got the speed. Right there, yep, cold tires. Cold tires in turn number 4 didn't work out too well for the 34, and that's where he lost the entire front end. And he's gonna be at the back of the pack right now. But we got some time. Well, let's try and see if we can pull in Chris Perry. I'm sure he's done cussing himself out at this point. And yep, and we'll go ahead and bring in the driver of the 34, Chris. Not exactly why reason why we want to bring it in to the booth here as we bring out the caution on this one. I'm guessing cold tires in turn 4 don't mix too well.
No, not at all. And I thought I had it slowed down enough, but it just would not. It snapped loose on me. So,
I mean, you turned that car from a Gen 6 into a modified. The front end pretty much all missing. Somehow the hood stayed on. I don't see how. There were no clips left on that thing, but the hood stayed down at least for you. You could at least see where you're going.
oh yeah, and I kept it out of the race line. So I was thinking, I just limp her back to the pits and the caution come out, and I don't know. So I'm new to this. I just started back in October. I have learned a lot, and I got a long ways to go. So it's one of them things where you got to my goal is to always finish. So, it is what it is. I got a long way to go. Like I said, I've only been doing it since October. So, and these guys in 191, they have been amazing with accepting me, helping me. It's been awesome. I can't thank these guys, Paul, Mike, Scruff. I know I'm missing somebody, but thanks. I can't thank them enough.
Well, I mean, I think we brought it up last week or the week before of how many years me and Jimmy have been on the service here. It's been a lot longer. Put it that way. I've been on this service for 8 years. I think Jimmy's been on for 7, and a lot of times we still don't know our rear end from our elbow. So don't feel too bad out there for sure.
I just saw in my back in my somebody else let loose on cold tires. So
it looks like he saved it at least. But we'll let you get back to the racing action here. I'll throw you back up in the room.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That is driver of the 34, Chris Perry. As some bobbling and weaving there from Rodney Miles. He did get it saved and kept that thing rolling, but certainly not the restart that 25 wanted to have right here. But Michael Casey is your leader here once again, as he is in a battle with Jason Crispin. Crispin now knows that the 6 doesn't mind saving a little bit of tires on the short runs here. And now, Jimmy, it's going to be interesting to see what these drivers can do if they can make it now to the end after pitting on lap number 69 for the majority of them. Looks like nobody came back in on lap 70 to top off. So are they good to the end is the question. I mean, judging on when the pit stop started, I would say no, but I have no idea at this point.
I mean, but the numbers we were given, the answer should be yes.
Yes, it should be.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, but yellow flag's going to help that out. See if we can find
it. Might be Scott
Oh,
Henderson.
Bradley
Looks like Bradley Worley and Scott Henderson involved in this one.
Oh,
so
Scott off the wall.
Well, maybe Henderson was listening to a little everything you own in the box to the left, because that's exactly the way he went on the exit of that corner into Bradley Worley. And I don't believe, did they have 2 faster pairs, or is there 1 here for the series? I need to take a look. And they do have 2 faster pairs, because no, Bradley Worley used 1 earlier for a meatball. He's definitely going to have to use another one for that one if he hasn't already. It could be at the end of the night, as Worley had to tow back to pit lane, and the woes for the 88 here at Homestead continue, and that may very well be the end of the night for the 88s. But Henderson, big impact on that one as well, and he's going to receive a meatball from the 12th position. He'll be able to come in and get that thing faster pair, but now it certainly should help them get further into the race, if not get all the way to the end. But yeah, cold tires claimed a couple victims now after these pit stops.
Yeah, I talked about it briefly, saying how loose the rear end was, especially coming out of 4 on them cold tires. Of course, back live here, Jimmy. What's going on? Are you there, Carl?
Yep, I'm here.
What's going on? iRacing might have froze on us, folks.
Yep, you just dropped through to packet loss, the way it looks. So apologize for that.
Well, I'll be back.
We'll back up here and live. And in the meantime, we'll give you a little love to hear with nothing to hear until we get this thing back up and running.
Silence. I'll be right back, folks.
Green, green, green.
lights and sounds and even a little silence here from the 191 Motorsports as we're back racing here. Some drivers getting a little friendly with each other, some getting friendly with the wall, but we are clicking down these laps. We got 35 laps to go at this point. Going back to the line now, 34 to go. Is Mike Casey in the lead? Would you see the lead right here? It's only 0.2 of a second back to Jason Chrisman in a second. Michael Rakes now up there in third, has gotten around at Billy Ricketts, a 4-car breakaway at the front. 2 seconds back to Justin Spengler in fifth place, who's got Zane Bierman right there with him, and then another 2 seconds back to Dale Garner Jr., Paul Helms, Matthew Radford, and Zachary Peer for the top 10, but 11, 12, 13, 14, they're all right there as well, so really close to the back half of the top 10. You take a look at it right here with Zachary Peer in 11th, battling with Matthew Jordan. Matthew, maybe we need to call him Puffy Jordan here tonight.
Not Scruffy, Puffy. I remember
Let's
that.
want to thank our sponsors here for the series, Kim's Cups and more, and One Vision EMS and Transports for everything that they do here for the series as well.
There was one show that my oldest daughter was still watching too. So they've been around a minute now.
Oh, yeah, quite a bit of time. Definitely a Cartoon Network staple for sure.
3 wide action right there.
What's that?
I thought it was something almost 3 wide action right there with Bradley.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, he got his hands full with that number 88 tonight.
He does it, unfortunately, with the toe and everything that he's gone through here tonight, sitting back here in 19th out of 20. Unfortunately, our nearest reporter, Chris Perry, not having a good time with his running here tonight, back there in 20th after the major incident with Worley. I'm sorry, yeah, with the turn 4 wall. But Worley back there in 19th, a lap down yet as well. But never know how the rest of this thing plays out. Actually, a couple laps down for Worley. But it's been pretty green here tonight. Only a few cautions here at Homestead, and it's allowed these drivers to really get racing, because you're seeing, right like I said in the beginning, at least 2 lanes, seeing 3 wide racing here at times as well. It's been a racing track here under the lights here at Homestead.
Yeah, we're pretty much in the battlefield here at the moment. 13 forward here. It's Scott Henderson, Hartman, Richard Hartman, right behind Zachary Peer, Tony Brennan, and Paul Helms, Matthew Radford, all in this kind of grouping here, and you can see just how different the lines that the drivers can make out there. And I really do like tracks kind of like that, Carl, where drivers can make decisions. It's just, they need to make the right decisions at times. I'm not getting it too much. See how close they come right there. Nothing like feeling a little bit uncomfortable there for the number 65.
A piece of wonder right in between that thing.
They could probably held a piece together.
Wow. Looked like a missed entry there by the 27, but luckily Peer was able to save it, and luckily the 31 was back far enough that he could check up and avoid any kind of contact, because that got a little spicy right there. But it's been a pretty good one here since the restart, and we'll see if Mike Casey has what it takes to go back-to-back. It seemed like it was a while in between wins for Casey, as he finally cracked through and got his 3rd win again last week at Pocono, with a pretty good run up there in Pocono, and we've seen some good racing action there as well. But I mean, before then, it was quite a bit of time for Casey, as he won back on November 2nd at Kentucky, and then he won on December 14th at Talladega, and then it wasn't until February 15th that he won his 3rd race of the season. So kind of, I guess, spreading out his wins evenly throughout the season, winning in November, December, and then February. So I don't know what he's doing in the lead right now, but I guess he's trying to look to go back-to-back and maybe try and put a stamp on this thing at the end of the season and grab himself a championship, as again, only 4 races left in the season, including this one here. So it's coming down to the end. He comes in with a 12-point lead over Levi Poland, who is not in attendance here tonight. So could be a very sizable lead heading into the final 3 races of the season. And again, those final 3 races coming up in March are going to be Iowa, Talladega, and the final at Las Vegas.
It's getting that time of year where a lot of these seasons are kind of wrapping up, and they'll be turning around and starting up new ones. Just like Monday night, typically would be me and Carl would be broadcasting, but we're gonna get the week off here as the likes of Hold Your Brakes Academy as they set to get things settled there to get their next season underway here.
Yeah, they're going to be coming up for season 5 very soon, and I think the schedule is just about made for them, and it looks like the season is officially going to start on March 9th. They're going to have a little bit of a little intro, a little clash the week before, and that will actually set the front row for their season opener, which I believe is going to be at Daytona on March 9th. So we'll see who's going to be on the first in the first 2 starting spots for the first race of the season. But certainly happy to be back in the booth for the Hold Your Brakes Academy once again, and thank you to everyone that's helped them out over there as well. But yeah, we got CSRL, another one that is coming down to their season finale on Wednesday night, as they'll have their double points 2-hour season finale at the Nürburgring GP on Wednesday night for technically our first of 2 for our Wednesday night doubleheader, but we're going to be doing some split action because halfway through the race there at CSRL for the Nürburgring, we're going to have Jimmy hop over to do the other half of the broadcasting for the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series, as they are in the midst of their season as well. But we got some close battling off the corner there. Paul Helms getting really close to Zane Bierman, as that was some battling back here for 8th and 9th position. And I mean, the run that Helms got there almost seemed like he was on fresh tires. I had to take a look here at SDK. I'm like, did Paul just come in and get fresh tires? No, he's on the same tires as Zane Bierman, but I'm not sure if it was a rough exit by the 55 or just a fantastic corner by the 64. But you see Helms starting to move his way up and maybe transform the end of this race, as he is up 5 spots right now, making the pass on Dale Garner Jr. in 7th position right now, but doing some good battling side by side here heading into 1. Yeah. Ooh, that could have been really bad really quick. He would have transformed the front end of his car for sure.
Yeah, the 64, 31 kind of getting together a little bit. 31 and Dale Garner Jr. tagging a wall, but keeping it forward, but trying to get the run back on the 64 to get back around. And it's one thing kind of getting down some of these runs, and you really start pushing these cars, you can really overheat the tires. It'll take a lap or 2 to kind of get them back down to where they need to be. But right now, Paul Helms doing a fantastic job sitting there in P number 7. He's up 7 spots. Or excuse me, 5 spots here tonight. Zachary Pierre's up in there. Pierre's up there in 12 spot. He's in 12th position, up 5 spots. And then in 4th position, up 11 spots. That number 28 of Justice Spangler, as he has been clawing and getting up to that rear bumper of the 7 of Billy Rickett.
Meanwhile, at the front, a few laps ago, if you haven't noticed, we do have a new leader here once again. It is the 98 of Jason Crispin back to the front, and now trying to stretch out here a little bit, maybe taking a little few pages out of Michael Casey's book, and maybe saving some tires there at in 2nd place, just kind of riding around behind Casey, and now he's taking the lead, and he's looking for his 3rd win on the season, and kind of in the same fashion as Michael Casey's taking a look at him. He won back in November at Echo Park. He won in January at Charlotte, and now looking to win here in February at Homestead at Miami. But it looks like Chris Perry in the pits to make one more pit stop before this thing is over. I mean, the driver's last pit right around lap number 70 on lap number 69. A few came in on lap number 75. Can they make it to the end? Again, from what we were told, re-race, yes, no issues. But for what we've seen in the race, I'm not so sure. Maybe that caution in the middle there, right on lap 75, help them out, and maybe they can stretch this thing to the end. Maybe that's why Mike Casey is falling back to second. Maybe he needs to do a little bit of fuel saving back there. But right now it is Crispin, Casey, Spengler, Rickett, and Rakes for your top 5. Matthew Puffy Jordan in 6th. Dale Garner Jr., Paul Helms, Richard Hartman, and Matthew Radford for your top 10.
Obviously continues with the rest of the field. Obviously Zane Bierman in the back half there right now with Zachary Pierre down on the inside trying to get another position on Zane. Zane's, as the last few laps, has fallen back a few spots, but still on a pretty decent race. He's in 11th right now with fighting with Zachary Pierre in P number 12, and 13th, up a spot from the start, the number 72 of Scott Henderson. 14th is going to be Tony Brennan. 15th, Andrew Jones. Robbie Miner back here in P number 16. Rodney Miles back in 17th. Ken Ewell in 18th. Bradley Worley back here in 19th. Just a long night for Brad. Chris Perry in the pits one more time. Does look like he just had some damage kind of repaired there. So Chris, not getting the good luck charm, leaving the booth for the pre-race report.
No, we had a nice little string not too long ago that it seemed like everybody that we had up here in the booth, we had the golden touch, and they went on to win the race. But it's been a while since that happened, and certainly the exact opposite case here for Chris Perry tonight. But we'll see who can get it done here tonight. I mean, looking at the season so far, we've had a bunch of different winners, but it's been a while since we had a new winner on the series, and we'll see if something happens. Maybe Rickett can get up there and sneak the win here tonight. Maybe Michael Rakes now dropped back to 6th place. But looking at what we've had here so far on the season, if it'll start for me, we've had 6 different winners through the first. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the. I was gonna say I thought we had a lot more than that. We got the wrong one. As through the season here so far, we have had 8 different winners. That makes a little bit more sense. 8 different winners through the first 16 races. So, I mean, trending and on pace for 10 different winners. But the question is, who is going to step up? We may mention multiple times that your top driver without a win in the series is Billy Rickett, but we also have the likes of Bradley Worley, who's not going to get a win here tonight. The way his night has gone here so far, for sure. Travis Noble, another one up there in the top 10, tied with Justin Spengler. Both of them looking for their first win of the season. Scott Henderson and Paul Helms, the other ones in the top 10, still looking for their first race win on the season. So we'll see if they can find a way here tonight. Certainly Spengler now up into 3rd. Would love to get that 28 to the top spot, especially after last week. I believe it was he had a bit of a rough night, but any kind of standings, schedules, anything like that, and certainly if you're looking and waiting for the Hold Your Brakes Season 5 schedule to come out, keep an eye on CoreRacingLeague.com. We have all the standings and schedules for all the series that we put on here on CRN. But right now, we're getting to the end of this race. We're down to now 10 laps to go at the line. It is Jason Crispin in the lead, but only just a half a second in between him and Michael Casey. Another second and a half back to Justin Spengler. And the rest of the top 6 kind of spread out evenly, about a second and a half to 3 seconds in between the drivers here at the front. As looking back here, just outside the top 10, Scott Henderson trying to get himself into the top 10. He's got the 27 Zachary Pierre right there, and Matthew Radford right in front as well. So the top 10 is within reach here for Scotty, no matter what music he's listening to here tonight. I'm sure Renee wouldn't mind seeing Scotty making some moves here late.
Yeah, just Scotty's always got a good paint scheme. He run good races and he's had bad races, but tonight, one of the ones where he's having a pretty good run here. He's up 2 spots from the start here. What a run running back in the 97. And maybe just having to lift just a little bit. So, yes, Scotty's trying to get things done here tonight. Get up into that top 10 as they work behind some of these cars here. And Carl, coming down to it, we have 8 laps to go.
Yeah, it's taken by pretty quickly. A good little green flag run for these drivers, and I'm sure some drivers would have liked to see some caution to get them back up into the mix of this thing, but we've got plenty of drivers, as that was a close pass right there from the 97 making the move. But it is it's definitely coming down to the end of it here, and it's time to figure out who has the hot shoe at the end. It is still very close at the front. Again, we'll see if Casey was maybe dropping back to second to try and save a little bit of fuel to make this thing to the end. But it looks like Jimmy, one way or another, it might have been right when it came to the fuel mileage here. Unless we see some late race pit stops, we might have been given the right info after all. Maybe that caution again did help, but certainly would hate to see some of these drivers have to come in for a late race pit stop to finish this thing out, as that got mighty close in turn number 1 between the 16 and the 31, battling inside the top 10. And Richard Hartman right there as well, looking on, as now the 31 will do battle with the 64 for 6th and 7th in a turn 3.
Yeah, the 31-16. The 16 had a pretty good run, got underneath the 31, but wasn't clear enough to really call that spot a zone. Decided to let up and lose that momentum, ends up dropping back another spot. The 52 able to snag that one. But yeah, 31 and the 64 battling out here. And this here, this here, folks, this is for 6th and 7th place. So still great running here, back here. And this is where your closest battle is on the track. Mike Casey trying to run down Jason Crispin, but just 98 is as of late here in the race as got on fire and started to walk away, starting to pull away as he's out to 9/10 of a second over Michael Casey. The draft is not it's a thing, but it's not a definitive factor here tonight. Justice Spangler is securely in there in P number 3 at the moment, up 12 spots from the start. And then you got Billy Rickett in 4th, Matthew Scruppy Jordan back here in 5th. Paul Helms has made it to 6th place. Dale Garner Jr. is in 7th. Richard Hartman in 8th. Michael Rakes in 9th. And then Scott Henderson, he's in the top 10 now. Carl is up 4 spots. And newcomer Zachary is in P number 11. Then Matt Radford, Zane Bierman, Tony Brennan, Andrew Jones, Robbie Miner, Ken Ewell, Rodney Miles, Bradley Worley, Chris Perry for your 20-car driver field.
It's Scott Henderson. I'm not worried about him making it on fuel. He pit again on lap number 75. Only took fuel on that pit stop, but he's at 6 more laps than everybody else, so he's definitely good to go to the end. But the question is, who's got the win in the bag here tonight? It's still pretty close at the front. Unfortunately, Jada has you've missed quite a bit, and not in a good way here tonight, as Brad has definitely not had a good night here tonight. He's been involved in some incidents. He's been involved in incidents that he's done himself. Used up both faster pairs. Still out there running, but certainly not the night he wanted to have, and maybe not going to be running for too much longer, because it looks like Meatball has popped up for the 88 here of Bradley Worley. Not sure exactly what happened to him, but I would think once he comes in, that will end up spelling the end of the night, because I know he's used both faster pairs, and you see that 88 not handling well at all, and I think that front right maybe damaged up again a little bit too much. So Jada, thanks for tuning in, but I'm sorry, it's definitely not the night you I'm sure wanted to see for the 88 here tonight. But we are down to the final few laps here, and it's maybe down to a 2-car battle between Jason Crispin, who is starting to stretch out here a little bit. It's now 9/10 of a second in between him and Michael Casey. And you look back there, the white flag waving from Barney. One more lap around Homestead, Miami. It looks like Jason Crispin on his way to maybe claiming his 3rd victory of the season, and is going to stop Michael Casey from going back-to-back after winning last week at Pocono, as they'll head down into turn number 3, watching the battle still here in the back half of the top 10, still heating up here. Richard Hartman in the 52, the 31 of Dale Garner Jr., and now the 64, Paul Helms, trying to get around, but the checkered flag is out Jason Chrisman, your winner here tonight at Homestead, Miami. Michael Casey going to settle for second. Justin Spengler, a great run for the 28. We'll finally get to talk to him again with a good win as they battle off at turn number 4. In the 31, going to hold off the 64 as Matthew Puffy Jordan going to come home in 4th. Billy Rickett in 5th. Richard Hartman, Dale Gardner Jr., Paul Helms. You see that battle to the end. And then Scott Henderson moves up to 9th there before it finishes out. So a good top 10 for Scott. Matthew Radford going to have to settle for a 10th place finish. But this was a pretty good one. A lot of green flag racing here tonight, so love to see that. We're going to talk to our top 3 here in a bit. Want to thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight. Definitely hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. But it's time for the 98. Let's do a little victory dance on the front stretch.
A little victory dance here to celebrate a good victory at Miami. Some of the cars are still trying to, I don't know if they're finishing a lap or I'm not quite sure, but a lot of drivers still going by. It's a 97, 98 meet up here on the front stretch to do a little push and match. But good job there by the 98 and all the drivers out there. It does take a lot to kind of keep things going and keep it as clean as they do. You know, obviously people have make mistakes and incidents arise, but not here for the 98 walking away a victory. Moving up one spot past his starting position. Michael Casey didn't get it done here from the pole here tonight. Finishes back in 2nd. Biggest mover of the race, though, Justin Spengler in that number 28. And we'll go ahead and I'll bring up the, I'll drop all these overlays here. And we'll bring up the standings here for tonight. So your standings for tonight's race is going to be Jason Chrisman with the win over Michael Casey and Justin Spengler. Then Matthew Jordan, Billy Rickett, Richard Hartman, Dale Gardner Jr., Paul Helms, Scott Henderson, Matthew Radford for your top 10. Zachary Peer, Michael Rakes, Zane Bierman, Tony Brennan, Andrew Jones, Robbie Miner, Ken Ewell, Rodney Miles. And then the other 2 drivers in the field are going to be Bradley Worley and Chris Perry for your 20-car field here tonight. So nice little size field here at for a great race here at Miami. And looking forward to talking to the drivers when they get in the booth.
Yeah, some of the drivers having some post-race fun there, and I'm not sure if that was. I think it was Paul Helms maybe giving a post-race shot there to Jason Crispin. But either way, we got our top 3 here in the booth, and yeah, judging by the front end of that 64, it might have been Paul Helms that did the damage there. But some a little post-race demolition derby. I guess this is the last time they got to use these cars for the season. They still got 3 more races left to go. As well, there you go, little oh, you're reversed. Okay, I was going to say, is that Paul Helms doing a little monster truck action? But either way, you see Scott Henderson just helping Paul Helms across the line.
Yeah, but
it's bump drafting to the extreme right there.
Well, but I'll go back to the 72 and rewind it, and I'll show you what happened to Scott Henderson, because that was just a factor of the courtesy of the 52. As you can see, the 72 is broken.
Well, we definitely need to, if we ever start a core billiards league, we definitely need to sign up. Sign up to 52, because he's got that combo shot working out pretty well. I mean, 64 in the corner pocket. Well, either way, again, I digress. We'll bring in their top 3 here tonight, and it's going to start off with 3rd place driver here tonight, the 28 of Justin Spengler. Justin, welcome to the booth. Welcome back to the top 3 and back up here talking to us once again. It was a good race for you. Maybe not the qualifying effort you wanted, but you drove your way through the field.
Yeah, I don't qualify well at this track, but the long run and taking care of the tires, I've told you guys 100 times, you know, I love a long green run and a track that eats tires, and that really worked to my wheelhouse tonight.
Well, certainly a little bit better of a night and a finish for you here compared to was it last week or a week before? I think it was that we really didn't see the 28 doing too well, but it's good to see it back up there in the top 3. But I mean, pretty good. A lot of green flag racing here tonight, like you mentioned. I like Homestead. One, I said before the race, it kind of gives some Auto Club vibes. Maybe it's the palm trees on the backstretch, but I think it's just that there's so many different lines you can run here. If your car doesn't like the bottom line, you can run the middle or the top, or vice versa. If you want to save some tires, for some reason, I've seen the top be the line to save tires. I've also seen the bottom line to save tires. I guess it's just the way you drive. Either way, none of them work for me. But I mean, it's it's a place where you can spread your wings.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I imagine this track, the way that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 drive so differently, it's like New Hampshire and Darlington had a baby. And I don't know why, but that works for me. Like it's you've got this paperclip shaped track, but then you have two sets of turns that act completely different, and you can run just about anywhere, which is not like those two tracks at all, but it's nice that you have options and you can choose what you want to do, because that low line, saving the tire, saving fuel, a lot of people were running up high at first, and I was able to just trek through the field. Then the second, the first caution, continued marching through. I was falling back on restarts and then able to get runs over the long term. And once the tires got hot, just not getting them too hot on those first few laps. It was really important on the back end.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Jimmy liked Homestead before your interview, but I think you combining those two tracks together, I think I'm hurt. I heard him open his mouth a little bit. So not sure if he's ever going to want to come back here, but yeah,
Interview's
I definitely
over.
Can see.
Are you a Kyle Petty? You want them to turn it into a bass fishing rink?
Well, listen, like I said in the race, you definitely had that Superflow number 28 running here tonight, and you made up for the lack of qualifying to make it a good race finish here tonight and get up here and talk to us one more time. We got 3 races left in the season. What are your thoughts on the final 3? Do you think we'll get a chance to talk to you again? Iowa, Talladega, Vegas?
Well, I mean, I know I'm up to talk to you guys before the race and during the cautions at Iowa next week. That's a big track that I look forward to, because you have a track that was designed by a short track racer for short track racers with multiple different grooves once again. So you've got a track that's going to eat tires. You got a track that's going to promote too wide racing if if there is that opportunity. And I like the short tracks. Talladega is a crapshoot. Doesn't matter whether it's a real car or the sim. Talladega, it's just try to survive or go big or go home. So it's going to be between Vegas and Iowa, and I just hope to keep some kind of a momentum and consistency, because I missed last week. I was doing some emergency repairs for good peoples of mine, so I didn't even get to run Pocono, which would have been great because that was the home track. So missed the Pennsylvania race.
I think the only thing that Jimmy's going to take away from this whole thing that he agrees with is that Talladega is a crapshoot. I mean, after saying that you like the short tracks, you're calling this one a mix between Darlington and New Hampshire. There's nothing that Jimmy liked about this interview at all. So it's a good thing I did the interview instead of him.
No, I like tracks that a lot of people get very angry at. If it eats tires, if it's going to be a track that a lot of people like to cuss at, I usually end up liking it. I mean, the last time I won in this series was when we raced Nashville. So, if that says what kind of track is more in my wheelhouse, I love that style. Give me concrete, give me worn out, give me long green runs. I'm all about it.
That certainly worked out here tonight. You made up for lost time, missed time last week, and you got up here into third place. We'll see what you do next week. We'll be talking to you for sure one way or another with the pre-race interview. But before we let you go here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You guys saw that I was running the Superflow car, so we lost Duval. We watched Days of Thunder as a 191 group on Friday, so we had a little bit of inspiration. So I ran the Rowdy Burns car, the Exxon car, in a Daytona practice we had, and then I ran the Superflow Cold Trickle car tonight. But always, my son had his 13th birthday this week, so I have 2 kids that are both teenagers. I have no children anymore. They're all young adults, so always my son, happy birthday, Ben. Kaylee and Jess always supporting me, and my usual sponsor with Klein GMP. I'll be rocking the paint next week again.
Well, listen, we always like to have a lively chat in there, and Jess is usually one to throw in some at least some good luck to you here and there. I think I only seen her message once in the beginning. I'm going back through here. I only seen her say good luck to you in the beginning, and then nothing the rest of the race. I'm not saying that that helped you out here tonight or not, but maybe a once and done from Jess for the rest of the season is certainly going to work. But either way,
there we go.
Congrats again. Congrats again here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate, and we'll see you next week at Iowa.
All right. Thanks, CRN guys and 191. Appreciate all of you.
Appreciate you too, buddy. Thank you for the shout outs. That is the driver of the 28 here, Justin Spengler, your 3rd place finisher. 2nd place here tonight is going to go to last week's winner, runner up here, the 6 of Mike Casey.
Mike, Jimmy, and Carl up at the booth. Did you copy, buddy?
We got you. Hello, fellers.
Hey, welcome back to the booth. This time as somebody out there in the competition, out there rocking a new paint scheme. Looked good tonight. Got yourself a pole.
Yeah, thank you.
Led a lot of this race, but Jason Christman had your number here tonight. Being able to kind of walk away from here at the end. Give us a little rundown of your race as you guys were under green for the majority of it.
Yeah, appreciate that. That second run, man, I don't know what it was, but I was terrible on cold tires. This track was so slick. Even though the temperatures weren't real hot, we were racing at night. I had a hard time getting the car to actually grip up. So on that last restart we had after the caution where we stayed green the rest of it, I completely melted my tires just trying to get them to heat up, because it took me it seemed for me, it was about 6 or 7 laps before I could get the tires gripped up and I could really start trying to do anything. And I wasn't able to put much of a gap on Jason at that point, and the draft, once again, with the big spoilers kind of played a factor into that. So, yeah, I wish we could have stayed long green flag run, and we did. We had some great runs tonight, but I wish we wouldn't have got that last yellow. I kind of wish we would have been able to cycle pits under green and finish it out green, because like I said, I struggled on cold tires, and he took full advantage of it, so it was good drive to him for sure.
Yeah, either way, I mean, obviously without Levi pulling here tonight, this should help you for the points standing before you guys head down into the end of the season. But good points night here tonight, as well as a good finish, a good run. Great looking paint scheme, of course, and obviously we want to recognize all of that. Say congratulations on your run here and your 2nd place finish, but most of all, give you some time for any shouts here by having that number 6.
Alrighty, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, shout out to AMR Paintworks. He does all my paints, and he did a really good job on this. So I want to thank him for doing that. Shout out to all the new drivers that showed up tonight. We had a lot of new guys in the field, and I feel like everybody did pretty good. We were able to stay pretty green today, which was nice, and everybody put on a good show. So shout out to all the new guys that showed up tonight. I hope they enjoyed racing with us, and plan on finishing the season out with us. And definitely miss Levi. I really don't know what happened, but it would have been nice having Levi out there too to fight it out with. So hope everything's good with him. But shout out to you all in the booth at Core. Appreciate you all putting on our shows, and make sure you guys go sub to them guys. They do a great job. Shout out to Kim's Cups and More over on Facebook, One Vision EMS and Transport. Like I said, everybody at 191. Thanks to Daniel for race controlling. He did a good job, and I think it was pretty clean tonight. And I definitely, as much as I love you, Barry, I got to give the wife the shout out this time, because I about got a knuckle sandwich after Pocono putting you before the wife. So I love you, Barry, and I love your wife. So and I mean that in a good way. So I just don't want to get punched in the nose when I step out of this room. So appreciate you guys watching, and I guess we'll see you guys at Iowa. And shout out to Jason and Justin on their podiums tonight. They both drove their butts off and put on a show. So.
Well, appreciate the shout outs and maybe a little redemption for yourself there on this one. So, but we'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
All right. Sounds good, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 6 of Mike Casey with the top spot here tonight, getting his third win on the season. Going to go to the 98 of Jason Crispin. Jason, you had a good fast number 98 Monster Energy car out there tonight. You had yourself at the front for majority of the race. You led the kind of the middle section for a while, and then you got got bombarded a little bit by Billy Rickett and Michael Casey as they ran you down. Did you kind of go to you go to school a little bit on seeing how Casey kind of maybe saved a little bit in the beginning of that run and then was faster on the long run, and maybe kind of use that to your advantage in that at the end there?
Oh, absolutely. The biggest thing with that race I figured out was definitely tire conservation, and I was doing a horrible job of it the first two runs. I figured out real quick that speed is definitely found being easy on the throttle and saving everything. But that last run was awesome. I was just able to keep a little bit of pressure on Mike, try to make him use his stuff up before I could use mine up. And it's really just the only way that I could keep him close to me was saving. So if I tried to run him down, I'd use my stuff up, he'd pull away. I figured that out really quick, and that was just an awesome race. Mike definitely taught me a little bit about that line too. I was watching what he did and just tried to copy it.
Yeah, sometimes it's even if you're a fast car, it's sometimes better following for a little bit just to kind of see what else is out there. It's sometimes you're in a bad spot by leading because you get stuck in a groove that you feel like, okay, well it's got me to lead. It's got to be the fastest, and this is the best place where my car needs to be. But sometimes you just got to step back a little bit and you realize, oh, okay, this is what I should be doing. It's so much faster.
Oh yeah, there's just no other way to describe it except for being in that car. It's just the way the track felt all night. It changed over time. The top would be in, and then all of a sudden the bottom would be running. It was just super fun, just figuring out the balance of the car and watching everybody, figure out their own lanes, their own ways of running the track. It was just an awesome race. I love races like this where everybody has to just put all their effort towards just being there at the end by saving.
Yeah, a lot of green flag out running here tonight as well, and it probably attributed you guys to kind of feel out those different lines and feel out each other and use those tire strategies to your advantage, and worked out nicely to get your third win now on the season. We got our before we get this the season over with, though, we still got 3 more races at Iowa, Talladega, and at Las Vegas. Do you feel that 98 getting a little bit more speed these last couple races?
I don't like to brag on myself, but Iowa's been a pretty fun track for me. I feel like we're always up there on certain tracks like that, like concrete. Dega is always fun. We've won a few of the drafting races, which has been awesome. Loved it. And I don't know. I don't have a point say in any of this year. The last race of the year, I hope we're fast, but I also don't want to intervene with some of those that may be racing for points.
Yeah.
But I mean, just like tonight, I kind of felt bad for Mike earlier too. Whenever we made a little bit of contact, racing for the lead near the end, it was just hard racing, and we talked about it after the race, and we're both fine with each other. But I just hope to finish out the year strong. This 98 car has a lot of speed, and I just hope that we can continue some momentum that we've got recently.
Just if the driver can get the strategy and how to run those tires at the right time to work out. Well,
Amen,
either way,
brother.
it worked out nice, and you had the right strategy at the end. That's all that really matters. You got that 98 across the line first for your third win of the season. So congrats once again. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I just want to say, well, thank you again to Mike for running this league. He keeps it going. He makes sure we're all in line. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting this all the time. I don't know if anybody watched it tonight. I'm hoping that maybe my friends watched. If you did, thank you again, Xander. He's always there supporting me. And thank you to the sponsors for basically all of Core and 191 for keeping us going. It's awesome that you guys put this broadcast on. Like I say in almost every post-race interview, you guys are the main show. You're the ones that keep people entertained. We can put a huge show on the track, but if you guys don't match that energy, well, yeah, it's a lot more interesting to watch with you guys commentating. You guys keep it awesome.
We appreciate that, buddy. It's definitely fun, and you guys make it interesting for us. Trust me. We'll let you go. We appreciate the shout outs. We'll see what that 98's got for the last 3 races of the season.
All right. Thank you guys again. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. That's your winner here tonight, the 98 of Jason Crispin, cracking through for win number 3 here. Late, better late than never for sure. And same thing with the strategy, kind of fell behind the 6th there, and he's saying he knew his race wasn't over just yet. He just needed to go to school a little bit and find out what he needed to do to get that thing back to the front. And one caution. And the strategy changed up here a little bit, and it worked out nicely. I want to thank everyone out there again for tuning in tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. I want to thank our series sponsors, as usual, One Vision, EMS, and Transports for everything that they do, and also Kim's Cups and More, as they are your one-stop shop for all your apparel needs. Whether it's a custom 20-ounce tumbler to fill with your favorite post-race beverage, a 40-ounce glitter tumbler for your morning coffee after you're up all night celebrating that win, or custom clothing apparel with your favorite team, sponsor, or maybe your favorite broadcasters.
Quick.
A custom license plate for your everyday ride. Even mouse pads to help you rearrange that pesky new UI. You can choose from already created products or have them custom made to your liking, whatever your pleasure. Kim's Cups and More has it all. Check them out today on Facebook. That's Kim's Cups with a K and more. That is going to do it for the 191 broadcast. That's just the start of the week. We're not going to have any racing tomorrow night, as the Hood Breaks Academy in between season 4 and 5 will be back in action here for the Core Xfinity Series on Tuesday night. So for myself and Jimmy from Homestead, Miami, we'll see you at the track.
Green flag drops on a Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight. Disco popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1, chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blink, somebody weep. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive in low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide chops in from out